Hi everyone, this is Chris from Ace Consulting Group here, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how to do conditional formatting. So, conditional formatting is a really useful tool in Excel that allows you to format individual cells and groups of cells based on certain conditions, for lack of a better word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this database I have here, and we're going to apply conditional formatting to this profit column. So let's say you're a business and you have all these transactions going, and you have a profit for each transaction, sorry. So conditional formatting is going to allow us to show which ones are, for example, gains and which ones are losses. So what we can do is we'll highlight this column that we're going to deal with. Actually, we're not going to highlight profit because we don't want to format that, but we will highlight everything else. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Home tab and conditional formatting. So we can press conditional formatting, and we have all these options on how we want to format our profit column. So for the sake of this example, I'm going to choose highlight cell rules, and then I'm going to choose to highlight everything greater than 0. This means that everything that is a profit is going to be highlighted as a green fill with dark green text. So let's do that. And when I unhighlight it, you can see everything that is greater than 0 is now formatted. So now let's do it with everything that is a loss. So what I'm going to do is let's go to the top again, and I'm going to highlight the column again, and let's go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and less than. So now everything less than, let's say, 0, we're going to do it with with a light red fill with dark red text. So there we go. And now we have this column where all our profits which means any number greater than 0, is green, and anything that's resulted in a loss is red. And that makes everything a bit easier to see. And in my other video where I talk about filtering and sorting, we can further narrow down things. But for now, we're just going to format these cells as is. So I'm going to go back to the conditional formatting and just show you a bit more what else there is. So we can also choose to highlight things in between, things that are equal to, things that have text that contains, a date occurring, and duplicate values. We could also do other things like top or bottom rules. So we can choose to show the top 10 items, the top 10%. Actually, let's do an example for one of these. So let's do above average. And what above average is going to do is I'm going to highlight this column, and above average is going to calculate the average of all the numbers in this column, and it's going to format the cells that are above the average with yellow fill and dark yellow text. Wrong one. Yellow fill and dark yellow text. So that's going to overwrite our previous formatting. But now we can see how some of them are yellow with dark red text. Those are the ones that are higher than the average of all the numbers in the profit column. So let's say we want to undo all this formatting, because now it's getting a bit confusing. There's too many things, too many formats layered up top over each other. Whoops. Let's find back our profit column. So let's clear all this. So what we're going to do is we are going to go down here to see this thing that says clear rules, and then we're going to clear the rules from the selected cells, and that's going to unformat our entire column of everything that we apply to it. If we had done this for multiple columns throughout our entire worksheet, we could do clear rules from the entire sheet, which would do everything all in one go. Aside from this highlight cell rules and the top and bottom rules, there are data bars, which allow us to do a gradient fill to help things make it easier, color scales, which will color different cells depending on how they rank, and icon sets, which can apply icons to different cells. So let's do one as an example. We can do the color scale one, and if we do it for our profit column again, conditional formatting color scales, we can choose how we want to do a color scale. So if you mouse over any of the options, it'll give you a brief description of what it does. And we can see here the green, yellow, red color scale displays a, whoops, it's gone. It displays a 2 or 3 color gradient in a range of cells. The shade of the color represents a value in the cell. So let's press that. So once we've done that, we're getting a color gradient, red being the lowest numbers and green being the highest numbers, and yellow being the middle. So as we go through the column, we can see varying shades. We have lighter greens, and actually if we go back down, keep going, let's keep going. We see a really red number and a really green number, showing that that's a really high number and a really low number, as it contrasts to the slightly less vibrant reds, indicating that it is not as low. So let me clear that, and let's do it from the entire sheet this time. That way I don't have to highlight the cells. So that was a brief overview of conditional formatting in Excel. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.